All right, I'm going to start off with one that broke about overnight. Like I think the story said 21 hours ago. For a long time, Smitty and I have been clamoring for a electronic strike zone system.
Mm.
Something they should be testing now, but they're not in the single A's, and instead they're testing pizza box size bases and shit like that.
Oh, they are in one of the leagues. They're doing
Oh, are
different
they?
different rules across the different
Are they
leagues.
doing the
So
strike? Are they
yeah,
doing
one of them is
electronic
doing the
strike
strike
zone?
zone.
Okay,
Yep.
they're still doing that. Okay, because I knew they started that a couple years ago, and then I thought it went away. So my bad. But a new one's come out that they're going to begin testing in low A, the West Division, and that is electronic signal call from the catcher to the pitcher to take away any sort of sign stealing. I guess
Wow.
I guess they're tired of pitchers going like this when there's a runner on second and looking at their new sign card in their hat or going in their pocket and pulling out the cheat sheet. I guess they're tired of that. So there is a little device, and you're not going to see this on the podcast, but I would say it's smaller than like a video game controller, but it had looked like some directional things and like 6 numbers on it.
Okay.
So apparently the catcher would hit one of the buttons and whatever, I don't know. It was very unclear on what the pitcher would be.
Is it an earpiece or
I have no fucking idea. They didn't get
number
quite.
5?
Yeah.
The voice of God is in his head.
Throw pitch 5, and the catcher's like, shit, I only have 4 pitches. But
is it Morse code maybe? Like it gives him five buzzes to his peck or wherever
it
the
was
buzzer is?
It was the article didn't totally have all the information, but this testing is going to begin, and I just think to be honest, it's ridiculous.
Well, I think there's some merit to it. Maybe the way it's being thought of right now or being implemented right now might be ridiculous. But you and I talked about this last year as the sign stealing scandal was breaking, and how ridiculous it was that you couldn't just make better signs that the Astros couldn't steal. And in fact, if there's got to be ways to do this. And we brought up how the NFL has a headset in the quarterback's ear where you just call your plays that way if you need to.
But
why baseball couldn't do something similar to that.
Right.
I don't know if this is being implemented. This system that you're describing doesn't sound very well thought out. But it doesn't mean that it can't be figured out in an efficient and logical way. I guess I'm not surprised that they're trying to figure out something along those lines, or at least test it out. The next issue that would come up maybe down the road would nefarious organizations like the Astros figure out a way to hack that electronic system so they can steal that signal that's coming through.
Right.
More corporate espionage. So it might lead to more trouble than it's worth. But I kind of support the idea that they're at least trying something like that. But it does seem a little ham-fisted, right? At least now.
I'm just picturing catcher with like a controller like on his wrist and like a wrist holder hitting buttons. I mean, to your point, why wouldn't you just give the pitcher an earpiece and the catcher a mic within the catcher's mask and call it a day?
Well, because then the batter could hear the catcher. I mean, so it's just. I guess you could have coded signals there, but then you're back to square one almost. So
I mean, to me though, at the end of the day, it should really just be. I mean, to your point, you got multiple sets of signs. It's on you. It's on you if you blow it. Okay, figure it out. I mean, to me, the pitcher stuff doing like this is almost like when you see Altuve rip off his shirt and he's got the monitor on. I mean, it's like taking what the Astros did. And using it on the pitching side, turning it on its head, like redoing that. So I just thought that was like kind of wild and crazy, like some shit we couldn't make up.